If you're subscribed to my channel, if you have heard previous videos of mine, if you've heard my podcast, WBG Xbox Podcast, you should know that for whatever reason, I always cry and complain about the Xbox One generation. It almost seems like I'm bitter about the Xbox One generation because I was a pro Xbox YouTuber trying to have a pro Xbox channel in 2017. And we all know 2017 was not the best time for Xbox or Xbox fans. 2017, 2018. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because things are changing, ladies and gentlemen. In 2018, I vividly remember PlayStation fanboys blasting Xbox fanboys and also Xbox because they didn't have any quality games. Games like Sea of Thieves was not highly rated. Games like State of Decay 2 was not highly rated. And it was a rough time for the Xbox generation, Xbox One generation, I should say. So, Metacritic is a narrative that the PlayStation fanboys started. I don't remember Metacritic being a huge thing during the Xbox One generation. I mean, it's obvious that the social media wasn't what it was then now. Now it's much bigger and, there's much more shit talking over social media. But I just didn't hear those narratives in those forums, those chat rooms. I didn't hear those narratives of Metacritic back then. So, last generation Metacritic narrative started because PlayStation had high Metacritic games and Xbox had low Metacritic games, with the exception of Forza Horizon and some other games. Metacritic, yes, that's the big thing. Metacritic has announced that with an average score of 87.4, Xbox Game Studios is the best publisher of 2021. Critically acclaimed games like Forza Horizon 5, Psychonauts 2, Flight Sim, and HaloInfinite led to Xbox being the first publisher ever to average above 85 per year. Wow. Do you guys understand what this means? This means another narrative is dead. For the longest it was Xbox has no quality games. Not only does Xbox have quality games, they are the first publisher ever to average above 85 for a year. Let that sink in. So kudos to Xbox for putting out some quality content. Now I understand it's kind of a drought at the moment, but trust me, it will pick up. And once it pick up, it's going to continue to be content dropping. And we are going to benefit as Xbox gamers. We're going to benefit. Now, let me say this before I get out of here. I didn't want to make this a long video, but when I read this, I said, wow. Now, I knew they had some quality games last year, from Psychonauts 2 to Forza Horizon, Halo Infinite, Flight Simulator. All of those games were highly rated Metacritic games, but I just didn't know they broke a record. Out of all of the publishers out there, Sony, Activision, EA, Nintendo, all of those great publishers, Xbox broke a record for an average of 85. Wow, that's amazing. That's great stuff. Xbox was number 2. Xbox was number 1. Let me start over. Xbox was number 1. PlayStation was number 2. That's great, man. Quality games seems to be what's popping right now, even though there are a lot of broken games, a lot of issues with games. But all I can say is that the future looks bright for Xbox, and I'm about to get up out of here, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you happen to stumble across my channel and you think I'm decent enough, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And if you subscribe, please hit that notification bell to know when my black ass is doing some new content, baby. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love. shit. Damn, man.